everyone. Welcome to episode 17 of Checkpoint Chat. My name is Alessandro Barbosa, and I'm joined as always by a very sick Matthew Figuera.
A very, very food-poisoned Matty. I nearly died last night.
That's what happens when you eat pizza every Friday.
Oh, but pizza's so
Some
good.
days the pizza's like, I'm done with your bullshit. I'm just going to poison your body.
Stop killing my family, said that pizza as it poisoned my body.
Where did you eat pizza though?
No, here's the thing.
Regular place?
Yeah, from Franco's. We must actually go there.
The one that you say is near where Lenska lives. I'm not going to give away where Lenska lives. Except
in South Africa. No, it's like a 2-minute drive from a 3-minute drive. Okay. And we often get food from there. So I personally don't think it was them. But I mean, like I was telling Lenska, maybe it's one of those freak occurrences where, I don't know, the cheese is not right.
One of the suppliers got...
It tasted fine though. So,
what do you normally get from there?
It's called a diavola. It's got salami and chilies and peppers. Oh, it's delicious. Yeah, it's really, really good.
I want pizza now.
I don't want pizza. I'm still feeling a bit weak. But it's funny how when you get food poisoning, I think it's the same with flu. You all of a sudden remember all those times I wasn't feeling ill?
All the time, yeah. All the time.
And then you spend, especially with food poisoning, you spend so many hours being like, what did I eat that triggered this? So yeah, I've re-walked my steps, like I ate this and this and this. And I don't know, I think maybe it was a combination of stuff and maybe I just wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me.
That's horrible. No, I know what you mean about being sick. Whenever I get the flu, it's always like, man, I took for granted how easy just breathing was.
Yeah, remember when you could breathe?
Yeah, remember when I could breathe. Remember when I could eat food and my throat wasn't on fire? Like, that was a good time. Yeah, you crave just wanting to get back to like your equilibrium. It's super weird. Is there something in your water?
Yeah.
Trying to poison you, fuck.
It's a little ant, it's fine.
It's a little ant.
Yeah.
That's
he's
protein.
Still alive. He's alive.
He's alive. He hasn't drowned.
No, he's alive. He's safe. How are you doing though?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm also just slightly flu-y as a result of my girlfriend being very flu-y. And you know, you have
Life
to be in
hard.
proximity to the people you love. So
it's time to break up.
Yeah, I'm just like, you gave me an infection.
What is this? Imagine.
Yeah. No, but otherwise, it's been a super long week. Just lots of work, very, very busy. So, I mean, I didn't get a lot of time to play games during the week, but I actually played a fair amount last weekend of stuff. So yeah, let's not
just dive into that.
Dive into this thing.
So we don't record another 2-hour episode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But before that, this is Checkpoint Chats. If you didn't hear the last 3 minutes ago, it's episode 17. If you're listening to us, you're probably listening to us on one of the many, many platforms we are currently hosted on. If you want to find a new platform, we're on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Spotify.
Finally.
Yeah. Someone asked me the other day if we were on Spotify. I was like, fuck
yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah, we are.
Did you say it like that though? You're like,
yeah, it's just like, of course we are. What are you talking about?
We never weren't on Spotify.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? So you can listen to us there, iTunes. Anchor has an RSS feed, which we have up on our Twitter page, which you can pull into whatever platform you want to listen onto. And then we're still investigating a download link. I'm sorry, and it's taking me some time. Not because I'm struggling, just because I'm not having the time to look at it. So, yeah.
But we'll investigate.
But we have a step-by-step process to get it still. So.
Yeah. Which I did retweet this week. So if you are wondering...
Also, we have no sponsors. Yeah. If you want to sponsor us, sponsor us. If you
this isn't a desperate cry for sponsors.
It really isn't. But no. If you feel like you want to, fucking by all means, come at us.
Yeah.
Especially if you're Cadbury's. Matty loves Cadbury's.
Oh, man. Yeah. If we could get a 5-star sponsor.
Yeah, don't even just pay us. Just give us like 2 5-stars a month.
I one day want to be like, let's take a moment to talk about our sponsors. Cadbury 5 stars. Then I can quit the podcast. Then I've made it.
Goal made. So yeah. Do you want me to start off?
Yeah, I'm going to come right out and say I've played a bit of Hollow Knight and Fortnite, but I think
we'll chat about Fortnite though, because I've also been getting into the Fortnite. Yeah. Let's go with that then.
Okay, Fortnite. Tell me about your Fortnite.
So I had I don't know if there's a name for this. You know, whenever you take your Nintendo Switch somewhere and you're playing in a public setting, it's like your Karen moment.
Karen. You
Karen
it,
the Nintendo advert. So I don't think this was a Karen moment, but it was like if there was an advert showing crossplay with like a dude whose name was Billy, then I'd be Billy.
This is awfully specific.
Awfully specific. So on Sunday, I went to visit a friend in Pretoria, and I was staying the night there because I had to go do stuff in Pretoria on Monday. And he was like, "Oh, do you want to bring your Xbox and we can play Fortnite?" I was like, "Ha! I got one better. I will bring my Switch and not have to like unplug an entire console." So I could have unplugged my dock, my Switch dock, whatever, but I didn't even do that. I popped my Switch in my bag. I took a Pro controller,
transformed into Karen.
Yeah, exactly. And because Nintendo and Xbox play nice together, we could crossplay Fortnite, and we just crossplayed Fortnite.
That's awesome.
And it just made me realize how fucking useful having a console like the Switch is, but also a console like the Switch that allows you to play with other consoles. Like, oh my God, it was just, previously, this is an old friend of mine, so we used to host LANs together. We used to pack up our entire PCs and go to each other's house. And just like trying to think back from that age to, I put this tiny console in my backpack.
Oh my gosh.
And I was playing the exact same game as him.
Yeah.
At a good, not as good as it was on Xbox One, but like I was still being competitive. Yeah. Like it was still really fun. But yeah, I got really deep into Fortnite because of that. We played a couple of hours. I bought into the Season 5. Is this Season 5?
Yeah, Season 5.
Battle Pass. There's some fucking cool costumes.
They've done a lot of cool stuff. Even the like the basketball and the golf balls. Shit like that you unlock.
So this was my first time seeing all that new stuff on the map. Yeah. It's actually pretty neat. Like that whole desert area of the map. And then you were talking the other day about those rifts and how useful they actually are.
So if you far out, you just jump into a rift and you
just glide
closer to
all the way.
Whatever.
And I've had this instance where I'm busy like shooting a guy and he's close to a rift and he just jumps into the rift and it resets that entire like skirmish. It's
awesome.
crazy. It's really, really fun.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. And they got you. They got your money.
They do, it's not like my Battle Pass money.
It's not like a Battle Pass.
I didn't realize there were two types of Battle Passes now. There's the normal Battle Pass and then like a premium one which gives you more tiers. Or whatever.
Yeah, I was playing with Craig the one day and it's like, what level is your Battle Pass? I'm like, only level 15 because the season had just started.
Yes.
It's like, what's yours? It's like level 40. I was like, holy shit, like how long have you been playing? Like grinding? Is like, no, like I bought the premium Battle Pass.
It's a bit more, Yeah,
so you skip a bunch of levels, get a whole lot of that cool content earlier.
I've seen a bunch of people already because I didn't know. I haven't been out of Fortnite, but I didn't really...
You weren't hooked on it, I don't think, maybe...
Yeah, I didn't really interact with last season at all.
Yeah.
So a lot of the changes that they introduced last season flew over my head. Like, I always knew that you could get the legendary costumes through the Battle Pass, but I didn't know those costumes came with their own specific levels as well.
Yeah.
Based on your experience. So right now I'm on like level 3 of the Drifter dude, and I want to get that cat mask and
like
the electricity surging, but I saw the guy who I was playing against last night, the guy who eventually won. I came third. I was so mad. He had the whole Ragnarok skin, the Kratos looking thing, but he had it like leveled up completely.
Really?
So I was like, this
the season's only, I think we're on week 3 now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, it's 10 weeks long, so geez,
it's really, and my mates in Pretoria, he's one of those people that has made Epic the wealthy bastards that they are now. Because like I go to him and he's like, I've probably dropped like 5K on this game just on skins. Yeah. Like he goes through his collection and like we waited up until 2 a.m. so that the store could refresh so you could see.
I could see what's up.
Yeah. And like he just buys, he has so many skins and so many gliders, like every skin. And then he's telling me like, oh, this skin is pretty rare because it's only been on sale twice or whatever.
Oh, so he's like deep in the game.
Your Epic has got you, man. Their hooks are so
That's
in
so
you.
hectic.
You're fucked. Like,
there's no getting out now. Yeah.
Although he has some really cool shit. Like there was this one costume that's like a shark.
Oh, I've seen that shark costume.
And then
awesome.
the pickaxe he has is like a shark on a pike. It's so cute.
And even the paraglider, it's a shark and it moves like it's a shark swimming through water.
Yeah, it swims in the water. Yeah, it's so cool. Like there's so many cool things. I like the Viking ship that you can get as your glider this season.
There's that one and there's like a speedboat one.
Yes.
And I love it how when you deploy it, it literally looks like an actual speedboat, like ploop.
Yeah,
and there's
like
even
inflating.
And there's even like a little ladder that comes out the side. So I just like that they've really, I don't know, like gone deep with Fortnite, and I think in the best way. I mean,
they understand the market.
Yeah, and I mean that you think of a speedboat as a paraglide. Like who pitched that? What meeting was someone? One of the creators like, yeah, let's. He probably thought like, or he or she probably thought like, this is a dumb idea. But what about a speedboat paraglide? And people went like, no, that's silly. Like, yeah, cool. Like, mock it up. Let's see what it looks like, and it looks awesome. So I want more of that stuff.
I think that's why they have such a foothold over PUBG at the moment, because PUBG, just by nature of what it looks like, is like a very serious militaristic shooter, and also just like PUBG's monetization model is fucking garbage. Like,
apparently they have a battle pass now as well.
Yeah, but it's like still loot crates and still like, randomization stuff. Like Fortnite has no randomization at all.
You know exactly what you're getting.
You can buy skins piecemeal. You've got a battle pass that shows you upfront what you're going to get. Yeah. Like, that's awesome. And people are buying into it.
I think we've spoken about this before. They probably have the best model at the moment.
Yeah, monetization model probably
I think a lot
better than Overwatch. Even.
Yeah, like Overwatch as well. I think it's still fine that you can use in-game currency to buy exactly what you want, but you know how hard it is to grind that in-game currency. And at the end of the day, you're still buying loot boxes, hoping you get that one skin or enough currency to buy that one skin.
Exactly. And there's a lot of ancillary like items in Overwatch that is just like completely useless that they pop into the loot boxes.
So it's you want that one skin, you get like, I don't know,
fucking emote or something.
You're like, I like emotes, spray. But I was like, it's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of organizations are going to start looking at Fortnite, and moving forward, I think that's definitely the best model.
Yeah.
Just show, and I mean, EA is testament to what happens when you screw it up with their Battlefront 2. Was it Battlefront 2?
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, with their loot crates and stuff, how it actually gave you a competitive advantage, and the backlash.
But it shows it's actually permeating through the industry. I know this is part of news, but during this week, Forza 7, they removed their loot boxes as well. And that was like my biggest gripe when I reviewed it, was like the progression was tied to loot boxes, and a lot of people slammed me. They were like, yeah, but it's all in-game currency. You can't buy it with money, which is true. But like, I want to progress through a game. I don't want to be beholden to this lottery wheel to progress. Like, and they tied so many game systems to it, like modifications for race rules and modifications for your cars, and new cars were all random. And I was just like, that's not cool. I fucking hate this. This is bad.
So they've taken it out completely now.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the game actually works now, because that's a just like Battlefront 2, it's a massive change to how the game is structured. So I'm glad. Like, I'm glad it's happening. This loot box thing is, I think it has a place and a purpose. But just the way it's the majority of implementations are just bad. Are just really, really bad.
Everyone should just be more like Fortnite.
But Fortnite, really, really enjoying it. I saw the other days in some of the patch notes that they nerfed some of the building mechanics. So they took away, like wood has like 20 HP points less, and brick has like 50 HP points less. So it's almost like they're decentivizing people from building a lot.
Yeah.
Which I immediately saw in the game yesterday when I was playing. Like, people were being more aggressive in their fights and not just building massive structures. Which is an interesting change, because that's the one thing that sets Fortnite apart from all the other Battle Royales, I think. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything against the building, but like, it's just the fact that I haven't taken the time to learn how to build like the pros do. Well. So I do appreciate that it's because a lot of people literally do that, and they win because of the fact that they just build like a 10-story structure in like 5 seconds, and I'm there on the floor like, hey, look at my ramp. Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, next thing they're so high above you that you can't even you can't even compete.
No, exactly. So I'm not saying remove the building, obviously, because like I said, that's one of Fortnite's standout features, the fact that you can build. But I think it's great that they sort of coming towards a middle ground where it's like, cool, if you can build, that's great for you, but we're not going to penalize people who can't build as well. Like, if they want to take you head on, like, we've lowered the health, so it's a thing. So I hope that they continue to make changes like that.
Because I think the problem was, and I found this out before they patched it, like, someone would build a wood wall, which is the most basic of them, And like you could shoot through it, and by the time you shot through it, they were able to build another one.
Yeah.
So I think the reduced health means that you can't depend on that strategy anymore. Like by the time you build one, someone could be right through it already.
Yeah,
with the right weapons. So
I mean, I've had a game where I got cornered in a house. I turned to shoot the guy. He built a wall. And while I'm busy trying to shoot his wall down, he edited it to have a window, and then he shot me through it.
Oh, nice!
I was like, "That's next level." But I was like emptying my clip into this wall, but he kept like spamming it, and like while I'm reloading, I'm like, oh,
I don't understand the editing. It baffles me.
Have you tried the playground mode at all?
No.
That you should try. Grab a bunch of friends and you drop in together.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit and assign yourselves to teams, or just mess around and build. So you get like 10 times as many resources. So you hit a tree, you already have like 400 wood, whatever the height is.
Okay.
And you just build and you have a good time.
Is there no objective in playground mode?
No, it's so you join a map that I think it lasts for an hour. Your mates, so you can just sit and build ramps, go down them with shopping carts. Maybe you've seen some GIFs where people have like those almost obstacle courses with bounce pads and stuff.
Oh, yes.
They've made that in playground mode. That's all they do. It's like I want to call it the Minecraft mode of Fortnite. So that's probably the best place to go. And I mean, for you and I, it's great to even learn weapons. So you've got the whole map. You go there, you can shoot each other or just build.
And just see like bullet drop and
you just mess around.
Things. And
so, yeah, I've figured out editing there, and I actually understand like how to build a door now. Because when I joined the game, people were like, "Okay, I'm going to put a wall up here. Don't worry, I'll put a door for you." And I'm like, "You can do that?" Like,
I didn't know you
how
could
do you do that? So that sort of thing you must just experiment with.
That's actually pretty neat because I can sit there in a less stressful environment, just pretend like, okay, I want to quickly build a structure 3 stories high, like see how fast I can do it.
Yeah, one of my work colleagues did that. He's like perfected his, wall ramp. So he gets up quickly now, and he only managed to do that because he was in battleground mode. I mean, you can do that in the standard Fortnite map, but like you risk being shot by some other guy who happens to land close to you.
Yeah, you're just seeing this random dude building in the distance, and they're like, what the fuck is he doing?
And it's great for newcomers. So like my brother is still new to Fortnite, and it's difficult to sort of, and I understand the frustration because it's like he wants to just like shoot people, but like you don't actually get a chance to test out the weapons because by the time you see someone, you're dead.
Yeah.
So playground mode is great in that regard. You just mess around.
I think they just activated it again this week.
Yeah, it was around till the end of the last season, and then went away. And now it's back, but with the team mechanics, you can like pair up with the mates, play against other people, that sort of thing.
Cool.
It's a good time. Try that out.
I need to give playground mode a go then. Yeah, but I'm digging Fortnite again.
So good.
I know if Craig ever listens to this, he's going to be mad that I didn't buy the Battle Pass on PS4, but like, fuck Sony, just get crossplay working, and I would have 100% bought it on there.
I made a mistake of buying it on PS4. I was just like, meh.
I grabbed it on Switch. It means my Battle Pass will carry over if I decide to play on Xbox or PC.
Yeah,
like, I have no inclination to play Fortnite on PS4 at the moment. Absolutely zero. Because like, sure, I have people there who are playing, but I have people on other platforms, so I'm going to choose the one where I can be kind of flexible.
Yeah.
Like I played in bed yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that with an account that's tied to the PS4, and that's fucking shit.
Well, I mean, at the very least, if you do have friends on PS4, you can still join them on PC.
Yeah, true. But I don't want to play with PC people because holy shit, they're good. Oh my god.
Yeah, but Craig joined me I was on PC, he was on PS4, and we joined me, and he was also like, oh no, we're going to get shredded, and we did okay. Like, you do get the really good people.
So quickly.
Yeah, they
PC.
build much quicker, but you can still
Do you think
win.
they just have macros activated?
Shit, I don't know. I think maybe it's with the mouse. They've got buttons and maybe macros. I don't know. Because they do the like straight up.
Yeah, it's too much, man. And then people on PC with snipers are just way more deadly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if you tried sniping on the console,
hard.
it's difficult.
It's really hard. I think one of my challenges is like get 3 sniper kills. I'm like, cool, might as well never bother with that one, I guess.
Well, you can still get it. You just have to play squads, down someone, and then kill them with a sniper rifle, and it'll count. So it's not impossible.
Yesterday I was playing and I was running through Tomato Town. No, Retail Row. Retail Row. That's the one. And I landed there with 3 other guys, and they got into a fight, and I just picked them both off. I felt really good. Like they were just focusing on each other. I was just like, fucking suckers.
Like a hyena.
Yeah. And then I'm running around. I got decent weapons, and as I'm getting close to this building, I see a dude in the garage like build something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, he saw me, so he built a wall.
Yeah.
So I crouch, and I'm going slowly, and I'm like not hearing him move. So I'm like, the fuck? So I go around on the other end of the house, and I'm crouching, and I open the door, and I walk in, and he hasn't heard me. So he's still in the garage building. Yeah. So I walk into the garage. I'm literally next to him, and he's got his blueprint thingy out. And he hasn't turned. He hasn't seen me. So I just aim my shotgun. I shoot him once. And as I shoot him, he turns. And it's like, it's dead. Over for him. Like, it's so over.
That's
hilarious. I felt super good. I was like, how did he not see me? Like,
the one thing with that game is that sneaking is not really a thing. Like, if you listen carefully, I mean, even if you're walking slowly, you'll still generate sound. Even when you turn and look around, there's still a noise.
Or change a weapon.
Yeah, there's noise. So, like, someone who's played Counter-Strike before, I know how important it is to like be quiet. You can't do that in Fortnite. So I don't know how he didn't hear you.
Yeah, I
was just
couldn't
very
believe
distracted. Or I don't know.
I also had a moment where I was in the center of the circle, so I'm like, well, I'm not going to move around, so I just hid in a bush. And I literally had a dude run past me, and he ran past, and I just went out the bush, shot him in the back, and got back into the bush. Like,
drive by bush.
It feels so good when I do that. Like, I do it so often, and I know it's not the sort of aggressive play that's interesting, but like, I feel really good.
I'm also the same like that. I played a game about a week or two ago where I was like in the top 10, hiding in one of the buildings. And I think everyone was waiting. Like, they were on their little corner of the circle waiting for it to close to see, where's everyone else going. As the circle started closing, a dude ran in, through a door, and I was crouched behind it, and I had an SMG. You just melt him, So
that new SMG is crazy.
It's really, really nice. So there's that SMG, and then the P90, which is just
the P90. I don't think I've picked up a P90.
It's purple and gold, so it's a little bit more rare, but it's same as an SMG, but bigger.
MP5
bigger
is
oh my gosh, it's so good.
And that the drum gun, I quite enjoy that.
Oh yeah, well, the Tommy gun.
The Tommy gun. Yeah,
no, it is called a drum gun.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm really an Italian gangster. This is a Tommy gun. Yeah, no, and things like that. Those weapons didn't exist about a month ago.
Yeah, exactly.
The drum gun's new, and I mean, they had a tactical SMG, and they replaced it with this new SMG.
The tactical SMG was garbage.
I didn't mind it, but I prefer this one way more. So
it melts people. Like, it's so
they're doing
so potent.
Such good work on this game, really. So yeah, that's
a good
Fortnite.
time.
You're gonna play more?
Yeah, of course.
Tons
of course,
more.
we must
get them challenges. Yeah.
I mean, we must party up, but I don't want to play with you on PC.
No, don't worry. I'm playing PS4 now.
Well, then you can't play with me.
You just let me know. Damn it. I'll just add you on Epic, though.
Yeah, so I played a bit of Hollow Knight as well.
Hollow Life. Man, that game.
Hollow Life, yeah. I mean, there's not much I can talk about Hollow Knight because I think we dived deep into it yesterday.
I spoke about it last week.
But more that I finally got to that dash power that we were chatting about yesterday. I faced a boss. It's an early boss, so I don't feel like spoilers or anything, called Hornet. And holy fuck, she wrecked my shit.
But now...
I think it's a she.
Yeah, no, I think it is a she.
Jesus, she destroyed me for the first few times.
Think about the bosses you fought before the dash. And like how... Imagine not having it now.
Yeah, now the dash
crucial,
is... I mean, even those little... I was telling a friend at work that there's those enemies that pop up every now and then, those knights with the shields. You basically have to wait for them to attack so you can hit them. Like, the first time they popped up, I was like, oh god, this is like a mini boss fight. And now when I see them, it's like not even a thing. Like, Fortnite. Hollow Knight is so good at trickling out those challenges and making you feel powerful when you overcome them to the point where, like, when you see them again, they're easy.
Yeah, I think the game's hard, but the learning curve there, it's exactly what you said. I'm not going to recap, but that boss, those mini bosses, it's difficult, but then you backtrack and they're not that hard anymore.
Melt them,
I mean, there's a whole lot of new abilities I have now, which I'm not going to tell you, obviously, for spoilers, whatever, but it just makes traversing the game like way easier now. And you sit and you think back like, holy shit, before I had this ability, I'd have to platform and like avoid these sparks and do this, which I'm still playing the game, loving it. I got to a part of the game where, so you fight some like main story bosses.
Okay.
And you have an ability to refight them, but like a harder version of them.
Oh shit! Okay.
So I've discovered that this week, and I'm having a lot of fun and frustration at losing to these bosses. But when you beat them, oh my gosh, it is so satisfying.
What does refighting do? Does it give them new moves?
Yeah. Or? So for example, if one boss shoots out 4 projectiles at a time, their harder version will shoot out 6 projectiles at a time.
Okay.
So it's little tweaks like that. I think they have more health as well because it takes a lot longer to kill them. But it's a lot of fun. They've set it up in a way that you can repeat these bosses over and over again without having to worry about dying and backtracking. So that's one thing I'm grateful for, because in that game, if you die,
the backtracking is hardcore.
Oh, it's so frustrating. But you'll see later in the game, you get to a point where you can actually re-challenge some of the bosses you've defeated. And then
that's cool.
It's funny though, because you just beat the boss, like, wow, that was really hard. And it's like, hang on, there's a harder version of that boss.
Fucking down, I'm so in.
And they incentivize you for beating them. I mean, you get rewarded and stuff. So yeah, that game's really good. I'm still in love with it and really enjoying it.
I had the Dark Souls moment with it, when I was facing Hornet, because my resting point was so far away from her. So every time I died, I was just like, oh, fuck. And by the time I got to her, I'd already taken damage, and I was always, worried I was going to lose all my coins and whatever. So then I think after the third time she killed me, I was just like, no, I'm sick of this. There must be
a closer bench, yeah.
So I hadn't purchased the map upgrade where I could see where as I explored the map, it was drawn in for me. So it was a bit hard to see where I had been and where I hadn't been, because some areas I'd go to and it wasn't penciled in my map, but I'm like, oh, I've been here, And I eventually found a stag station that was like right there, there. Like maybe 1 or 2 screens away from it. I was like, oh my god. So like called the stag station, rested on the bench there, and I think it took me like 2 more attempts and Hornet was gone. Yeah, but Hornet was such a great fight. Like,
no, a lot of the boss fights
she's like super fast and agile, and she gives you very small windows to attack her, but she wants you to be aggressive as well.
Yeah.
It reminded me of, you haven't played Bloodborne.
No.
There's a boss in the DLC called Vicar Amelia. And she's basically a hunter, so she's around your side. She's not like a grotesque monster or whatever. And she's the same. Like, she moves like you. She is incredibly fast, and because of her size, it's really hard to like hit her. But she's just like, she zips around you so fast, and she'll get behind you and stab you. And like, she was such a good fight. Just because of, it felt like I was fighting a mirror image of myself, and I felt like the same with Hornet. Like, she was really quick and fast, but she was also tiny, not using like explosive, damage powers or whatever. She just had a needle, and she was using it in effective ways. So
you haven't fought the Mantis Lords yet?
No, not yet.
They very similar to me in that they don't do like these big AoE attacks. They just all about precision and fast movement. And like I said last week, you figure out the pattern. It becomes so satisfying. You like dodge, chip away, dodge, chip. Oh, like I took a hit, dodge, heal instead of chipping away. Dodge, attack. Man, that game's
you got to be conservative. But like when
so
you finally beat a boss, you almost feel like you've perfected that boss. Like,
but that's why the hard boss thing is awesome, because you're like, cool, I've beat this boss. Shit, there's harder version. Way. You're like, there's no ways I'm going to lose. Like I've figured out the movements here, and believe me, you'll lose. They're way harder.
No, I'm super keen. Like, I just had a day where I came home and I was like, I want to play a bit more Hollow Knight, and I got really into it. That reminds me, I actually played another game this week.
Oh no, tell us, what did you play?
So yeah, that was Hollow Knight. Let me check in on 2 games really quickly, because I don't want to go on for like 2 hours. Firstly, Gorogoa. I was in like a sort of like a rut over the weekend. Just like generally, I've been struggling to play games and stick with them. I'm starting a lot of games and not sticking. Like I started The Witcher 3 again, and I was liking it, but I'm like, this is actually not what I'm in the mood for. And I thought the same happened with Hollow Knight, but I've been chipping away at that. So I just asked people, something that they had played that got them out of a rut. And our good pal, I got really, really good responses from a lot of people that I jotted down. I will get to a lot of them. But the one that I looked at and was like, okay, that's actually a good idea. Was from our friend Neelan, who works at Naughty Dog. He recommended a game called Gorogoa, which I heard about last year. It came out in December of last year. It's on Switch. I think it's on smartphones.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it.
So it's like a puzzle game. Did you ever play Framed?
No. But so, I watched the trailer, so I know.
Oh, you watched Gorogoa?
Yeah, okay. The trailer, so I understand
like
the comparison.
Framed is like moving around comic panels to create a cohesive like line through these puzzle environments. Gorogoa is not the same, but it uses the same sort of framing. So you have 4 like panels, which you can interact with using touch. and some of them interlink with each other and some of them don't.
Yeah.
And it's basically a puzzle game. But it's super, super fascinating. Like, you will have, for instance, like one frame will be your character looking at a photo, and then you'll tap on the photo and it will zoom in. And then you'll realize you can actually remove the frame around the photo and move it into another pane. And then when you tap the photo again, now you're in the photo. So it's like a completely like perspective shifting.
Yeah.
Like, just because something is 2D and flat in one world doesn't mean that you can't like go
move
into
it around,
that world.
yeah.
And often you will find instances where like you'll have a pane where your character is looking at an archway that is covered with rock. And in another pane you'll have a window that has like a garden setting on like a picture in the room, and you'll zoom into that and you'll remove the frame of the picture and then move that garden setting into the archway, and suddenly your character can walk through it.
Oh man.
And now he's in that garden, you know, and that garden maybe has an item that you need or something. Like, it's super, super clever, like unbelievably clever. Like, every time I was moving around these puzzle pieces, I was just thinking from a game design perspective,
how did they do it?
How the fuck did they do this?
Yeah,
like,
that is my thought.
I was trying to think, like, me knowing Unity, I was like, I don't know how they did this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they made these things interlink and work together, because it's so seamless as well. It's so smart. There's one or two puzzles that I found a bit obtuse and frustrating.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they start off pretty simple and then they ramp up very quickly to these like you'll have a rotating wheel that on each spoke of the wheel is a different reality that you can kind of like go into, and you have to like get one item from one reality and link it up to like a pane next to it, so that like a boulder can roll on a track and go from one pane to the other. It's like, it gets like really complex. Yeah, it gets, but when you nail it, it just feels good.
Yeah.
The story's a bit, it's very abstract. It has a lot of ties to, I think, like spirituality and like life and stuff, but I didn't really connect with it that much. It was beautiful because it's done in this like comic book watercolor thing. I really recommend it.
That's cool.
$150 on Switch.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, it lasts like 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe. Cool. Yeah, I think I lasted about 2-3 hours. Very short. There's no point in replaying it. There's a neat little demo in it where you can play the prototype from 2012.
Oh, wow. Sure, that's old.
Yeah, and you can actually see a lot of the prototypes for puzzles that actually made it into the game and some that were cut.
That's cool.
Which was neat. But other than that, it's like a really powerful 3-hour experience that when you're done with it, you're like, that was unique, that was different, and I felt good. Like, I felt really good having completed that. So
that's the sort of same vibe I got from Florence, which you also had, where it's, you pay, I mean, it's not long, but you finish it like, that was worth it. I would recommend. 100%. So
yeah, I felt no regret buying this, and it was exactly what I needed. It was something unfamiliar and different, and just like, I love puzzle games, so
it was right up your alley.
Yeah, it was right up my alley.
Did it fix your gaming rut?
It did, yeah. It like gave me a bit more energy and was just like, yeah, fuck, like that was good. Like I went into it. I finished something as well, because I think part of the problem was me starting these big games and you not finishing them. Yeah. So I finished it and I just felt really, really good about it. And I would recommend people play it. It's a stunning game. It's very interesting and clever, and it's just, there's nothing else like it. Yeah. There's no other game that I've played that's anywhere near what this game does.
It looked, when I watched the trailer, I was like, I've never seen anything like that.
It's crazy. That's cool. So good. And it's good on Switch because you're using the touch screen. I think it's on mobile.
I imagine it's the sort of game that would work on mobile.
Yeah, so you should 100% play that. Really
Gorogoa. Do you know how to spell that? Gorogoa.
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 Like basically how it's said. Yeah. Gorogoa.
Gorogoa.
Yeah, don't know what it means.
I'd never heard of it before.
I remember seeing reviews for it. So when Neelan mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, I never got around to playing that. Yeah, let me check if it's on Switch. Oh, $150. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Now you're revitalized and you're playing Fortnite.
And the other small thing that I played that I put a few hours into was No Man's Sky. Played the
so the update. So I was like, No Man's Sky? Like, yeah, and how's that been going?
Very good.
That's cool.
I was a bit irritated because I loaded up an old save and a lot of like my mining tool had all these upgrades on it. And all of them had been wiped out. It was like obsolete technology because obviously they've changed the whole structure of how you acquire blueprints and build things and add things to your gun and your ship and everything. So loading up an old save wasn't the best idea because like it felt like I was starting from scratch, but also with
all the loot.
Yeah, and also not being reintroduced to all these new mechanics. So Garth actually, good friend Garth, he recommended starting the game because they've retooled the tutorial. Yeah. So I did that 2 days ago, and I totally recommend that for returning players as well. It's just like there's so many things that they've added to their game that I never had to think about, like refining elements, because usually you just have to find an element out in the wild. Now it's like you find carbon and you can build a portable refiner that you refine the carbon into, like, I don't know what it's called, some dihexy, whatever, I don't know. And then you can refine that even further. And some recipes require, like certain tiers of refined materials. So they've almost like shrunk down the amount that you can find on a planet and made you think about how many quantities and how you're using it, which I prefer a lot more. I like the fact that you can build a base anywhere. That's pretty neat. And you can build farms and like build a farm for certain materials that you need. And, there's a stock market in the game. So you're like, okay, cool. This place really gives me a good price for this cactus plant, whatever. So I'm going to grow cactus plants in this colony here. And like you can fucking proper Stardew Valley this thing. Like if you really want to.
Nice. It's Wolf of No Man's Sky Street.
Yeah, Wolf of No Man's Sky Street. Yes, exactly. I was selling petty stocks on the stock market. But like just immediately going into the space stations used to be the single stairway that would lead to a room where there were 3 aliens. That's it. Now it's like you walk in there and it's like a marketplace. Oh, wow. It's like loads of vendors, loads of aliens to talk to, can be other people because now multiplayer interact. It feels like a different game. That's cool. It's unbelievable. And just the amount of difference having a third-person view adds to it. Like being able to see my character. I've seen a lot of people
playing third-person over first-person.
Way better. Yeah, I find it more engrossing, and just being able to see my character and being able to edit him. And visually the game's had a massive improvement.
It looks beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I follow Sean Murray on Twitter, and I want to like shake his hand. Like you guys did really well. Yeah, like seriously. But I think he's on such a high now, seeing how there's a sort of turnaround of perception. I don't think I've read one bad thing.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's saying bad things. I mean, like, about
how would you how dare they come back 2 years later? It's with too late.
Massive update.
No, they've done really well, and I think he's on such a high now. He just shares screenshots from like obviously his game time or what other people have obviously sending him. And I think even to him, he must be like, shit, like this was taken in a game that me and my team created, like this randomized system or planet, whatever. And look how really
and it's also something he's never seen because it's so vast.
Yeah, that's like, imagine being you created something and you're still seeing shit that you'd never think you'd ever see.
It must be so surreal. Yeah, just like, I never knew what we did could produce that.
Yeah. And he's just sharing tons of these screenshots, and it actually makes me so happy. I'm like, here's how I see it. I can't wait for them to make a documentary about this, because this is a proper gaming redemption story.
100%.
It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see console Blood, Sweat and Pixels 2, for example, and this is one of the chapters.
Or like a no clip, no clip documentary.
They have to do a no clip documentary.
Yeah, it just seems like it is such a massive redemption story. It really, really is, like, and it's awesome. I think they have garnered so much more goodwill than I ever dreamed they would garner back from just this release.
It's a massive turnaround.
So, and good on them. It's still an acquired taste. The overall loop of No Man's Sky hasn't changed. So if you felt it was empty and a bit repetitive before, that hasn't specifically changed drastically. Like, there are elements in there that make it a bit better, but it's not, if you hated it before, you're still probably not going to enjoy it as much now. Yeah. But I always found it a very meditative, really relaxing experience. I was just irritated with some of its issues and limitations, and I feel a lot of those have been rectified now. I'm seeing a lot more interesting planets with more interesting biomes. Enemies are reacting differently. The story's different. It just feels like a new game to me. And I'm excited to explore it more.
Yeah. I mean, and this is 2 years after the fact. Think about the support they have now and what they're going to carry on doing. I mean, they didn't have the support. I'm speaking rubbish. There were people who still play the game, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's this new wave of people playing the game. And I just think that now they've got like a much bigger community. What are they going to do with this engine moving forward? I mean, it's there. They can just keep adding to it.
Well, apparently they are doing like community events, so like weekly challenges.
That's
almost
cool.
like a games of a service thing. And that's neat because it gives me a reason to jump back in. It's like, hey, do this challenge today or try and explore this planet and you'll find this ship or you'll get this rare material or, get some cosmetic item, whatever. Like, that's cool.
That's very cool.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, good on them.
But it's definitely a game that I put on like music or a podcast and I just play with that in the back. It's a completely chilled out, relaxing experience. So
with multiplayer now.
With I actually had someone pop into my game yesterday, but he was on another planet to me. But I think multiplayer, like cooperative multiplayer, when you get friends together, would be super fun. Like building a base on a planet and stuff like that.
Can you grief other people, or is it like a?
I don't know. I think you can destroy other people's creations.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. But like also the game's so vast that I'm not rolling in on other people. You can also turn it off.
It's a nice base you got. It'd be a shame if
if I destroyed it. Yeah. But you can play online, but restricted to friends only coming in. But yeah, it's really cool. Like you can have freighters where all of your friends like dock their ships and you can have massive space battles now.
Join into my game. I'm only 2 billion light years away.
Yeah.
I'll fly to you.
But just to show how different it is, like when the game launched, like freighters were kind of there, not really there, but they would always be like static. You'd jump into a system and you'd see it. Now I'm busy flying and all of a sudden this like fleet of freighters just like hyperlights into my system, and suddenly I've got like 5 massive ships and like small ships flying around like, them. It just feels alive.
That's cool.
It's so cool. And it's like $250 on PSN now.
Sure,
100% would grab it for that.
I mean 250 rand.
Yeah,
what is that?
It makes my PS4 Pro sound like a jet engine. I don't know what it's doing, but it pushes that system so hard.
So it came to Xbox One recently, and it's been available on PC.
It was PS4 and PC at launch. Early Xbox now. I'd love to see it running on Xbox.
Imagine this crossplay. Imagine.
Yeah, that'd actually be pretty nice.
Imagine
like that. Yeah.
It'd be a shame if PlayStation 4 didn't play nice with the other consoles.
What a right shame that would be.
That's cool though, and I'm not going to rehash it again. But good on them.
I'm excited to see where this takes them now.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky.
Good times. No Man's Ski.
No Man's Skies.
No Man's Skies. The sequel that you never knew you needed.
Should we hop into
gaming releases?
Gaming releases?
Is there something? Is there a game coming out this week of note or importance? I keep rehashing this is the dry period we're in.
It is kind of. We had a really good week though. We had the 2 South African games, and we had like Banner Saga 3. We had No Man's Skies update.
No Man's Sky.
But there's some stuff coming. There's some stuff coming at the beginning of August. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of stuff coming.
So up to next week goes to the 2nd of August. So, just to remind people what came out yesterday, we had Go Vacation on Nintendo Switch.
Wow.
Which is a sports game of sorts.
What?
Hello Neighbor came out on Switch, PS4, iOS, and Android. Wow.
Yes. Okay. And everything.
Then on the 31st, we have Chasm, which is like a Metroidvania.
Another one?
Like, I think. Yeah.
Wow, there's so many.
Double check. Chasm doesn't have a Wikipedia page. Cool.
It's that indie.
It's that indie.
It's a game for
Let's see it on Steam. Steam? My internet's very slow at the moment because my
I need to start thinking of fake sponsors again. I've been lazy.
LTE is all throttled. It's very.
Aren't you getting fiber though?
Yeah, hopefully this month.
Nice.
Welcome to Chasm, an action-adventure game in which you play a new recruit undertaking a first mission for the
King
Gildian Kingdom.
That's
Thrill
close.
to prove your worth as a knight. You track strange rumors that a mine vital to the kingdom has been shut down. What you discover in the mining town is worse than you imagined. The townspeople have disappeared, kidnapped by supernatural creatures emerging from the depths. Can I just see what type of game this is? I don't really
You said it was
care.
a Metroidvania-ish.
Yeah, it's like a... You can see it's like a 2D... Oh, it actually looks pretty neat.
It's like 2D Stardew Valley, except Stardew Valley's a Metroidvania-ish.
I was busy reading this and the browser just went all white. Okay,
That's
there
fine.
we go.
Okay, we got it. Chasm. It's a 2D
Explore
something.
the depths below a remote mountain town in this procedurally generated action adventure platformer, taking inspiration from hack and slash dungeon crawlers and Metroidvania style platformers. Oh yeah, I've seen the trailer for this before. This is pretty neat.
And it's coming out on?
This comes out on the 31st.
But for PC... Chasm. PC.
Windows, PS4, and PS Vita. No Switch.
What?
Wow.
What?
Wow.
What do you mean there's no Switch but there's Vita?
Wow.
Wow. Are you Owen Watson? Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. That looks like something I'll play on Switch, but it also looks very similar to Dead Cells, so...
Yeah. I'll grab it on Vita.
neat.
Give my Vita some love.
That looks pretty neat. I don't have a Vita
Remember
anymore.
you
Can I tell you something I did stupidly yesterday? So, you know limited run games?
Yes.
Make physical versions
Oh, yeah.
of some games.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they brought out a run for Bastion, like one of my favorite games of all time. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to buy that. Purchased a PS Vita and one by accident. So now I'm busy waiting for a support ticket from them. I'm like, can I please change it to PS4? I don't have a platform to play it.
If only you knew someone who could, lend you their Vita.
I was so mad.
Meanwhile, your pawned off Vita's in like an orphanage, like crying.
Probably. With my Persona 4
With
save
your
on there.
Persona 4 and your PSP as its neighbor.
I can't believe I didn't finish Persona 4 before selling that thing.
I should play Persona 4.
Persona 4 is real good.
On Vita. That wasn't that the
golden one.
when
Ghost Door.
when the door just opens by itself.
Yeah.
Do you have a ghost dog?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, what's his or her name?
I don't know. Ghost Dog.
That's a lame name. I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, Code of Princess EX,
Nice.
Nintendo Switch. It's an action role-playing hack and slash game, apparently. Don't know what it is though.
I don't know either. Half of these games, I'm like, what?
Titan Quest coming to Nintendo Switch. Holy shit!
Oh, that's
that
quite a
takes me
big one.
back. Titan Quest is like that old Greek mythology Diablo-like,
On the Switch, that's cool.
but it's old. It's so old.
BlizzCon this year, they're totally announcing Diablo on the Switch.
Fuck
It has
yes,
to happen.
I will play that.
Even me.
Play
But
that so hard.
In the meantime, you can play some Titan Quest.
Yeah, in the meantime. Then on the 1st of August, we have Yakuza 0 coming out on Windows finally.
I was like, what? Another Yakuza?
But Yakuza 0 is dope. It is so good.
That's when you spoke about where you like beat the shit out of people and then you like...
money comes out. You break their necks and they just get up and
walk away because, you know...
It's crazy. It's like you can go to a Sega arcade and just play the claw machine and play like an old version of... what's that game? That like 2D getaway game, the driving one? I don't know what it's called.
Road Rash? No?
Road Rash. No, not Road Rash, but similar to that, like that era.
Yakuza's a sandbox game, right?
Sort of, yeah. It's like a sandbox brawler. So it's like in an open world and stuff.
So would you say it's better than Grand Theft Auto?
I prefer it to Grand Theft Auto, yeah.
On Grand Theft Auto, you can't... You kill people and they give you money, but here you like... I don't know.
Also, Grand Theft Auto is boring. This one's got a
can
tale
do karaoke
of a
and
young
stuff.
person in coming up through the ranks of the Yakuza.
Yeah, with karaoke on the side.
Yeah, with karaoke.
Side quests.
Exactly. It's so good.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about Yakuza. So, on PC now.
On PC,
Hooray.
yeah.
Huzzah.
Then on Friday, we have WarioWare Gold coming out on the 3DS.
On the 3DS? Have you played a Wario?
I've never played a Wario.
Have you never played a WarioWare game? I had one on the original DS years ago.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's basically just a collection of mini games.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was really, really, really fun.
Apparently there's like lots of multiplayer stuff in there as well.
Yeah, so I'm surprised that it's... Well, maybe they are still going to get to a Switch version at some stage, but a WarioWare game on Switch, like, it has to happen.
I think I actually played an old WarioWare game, but for some reason I'm thinking that it was on the PlayStation, which doesn't seem right.
But one time Nintendo were friends.
But it was like a light gun shooter.
Oh,
almost.
was this the original PlayStation?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe Nintendo and PlayStation had some weird partnership back then.
Game. Let's check. Maybe it wasn't a Nintendo. I don't know. Or maybe it was a game that was similar to WarioWare.
Wait, are you thinking of Point Blank?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay,
of.
I understand the comparison.
That's what I'm thinking, because that was also mini games with the light gun.
Yeah, those characters, they have a Wario-ish feel to them. Yeah, look that up.
Shit.
Point Blank. Remember Point Blank? Oh,
no, man, not a movie. Fuck.
Point Blank, PlayStation 1. You could play that in the arcade as well.
Wait, this isn't what I'm thinking of?
Point Blank. I'm sure it's Point Blank. Or something.
Okay, this looks like a military shooter. This is definitely not
what I'm
talking about. Okay, wait, let's see.
You'll find it. Look up PS1 light gun shooter.
It's 100%.
It is Point Blank. There you go.
Point Blank with a C. It's a K.
No, that's a K.
Oh, it's made by Namco. Yes, I remember this because there's like stages with bombs.
Yeah.
Oh,
all the memories.
Man, this is so nostalgic.
I know you guys can't see this, but if you're listening and you're watching at a PC, please go watch the Point Blank trailer. Oh my gosh, I remember this game. If you're an old gamer, you should have played this at some stage in life.
This is exactly what I was thinking about. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't play it with a...
You played with a controller.
With a fucking controller.
Yeah, we did the same.
It's impossible.
Except we cheated. We had a turbo controller, which was great. So there were some stages where it's like, shoot this target repeatedly. We just hold the button and you would win. It was great. It was great. Oh, look at that ad. A boost worth over 70,000 Rand. We respect your hustle.
This is apparently Point Blank 3. Yeah,
oh my gosh, what a game.
This is exactly what... So you see, this is what I was thinking of when it comes to WarioWare.
Yeah.
But I guess it's like similar. It's like mini games.
It's mini games. So WarioWare is the same.
This UI is terrible. Yeah, you see, this dude looks like Wario.
Yeah, no, I completely understand the comparison. It's the big eyes. Does he have a mustache as well?
Yeah, he's got a mustache. He kind of looks like a Hitler, which is kind of weird.
It's a Wario rip. Whoa, that's an insane level.
Insane.
Oh my gosh, the PlayStation 1
90s UI design. It's so bad.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Point Blank.
Good times.
So if you don't want to pick up WarioWare because you don't have a DS, you should watch a Point Blank trailer on YouTube instead.
Yeah, exactly. It works.
Like we just did. It's great.
But WarioWare Gold, a lot of people are excited about it just because I think WarioWare games have a good lineage, you know. Yeah. So
I'm genuinely surprised that there's nothing on Switch.
Somehow we're getting this before
Japan.
Oh, it says 27th in EU, but that's passed already.
Huh.
But Japan's 2nd of August.
We're in our time machine, so if maybe you're playing the game, you're like, these idiots don't know how game release date works.
The micro games involve pressing buttons, tilting the system, touching the touchscreen, and blowing on the system's microphone. Yeah. Ooh, baby.
Whoa.
Tell me more. Okay, that looks cool.
Yeah, put that on Switch. Bring a WarioWare game to Switch when...
Fuck yeah, put a WarioWare on Switch and give it like multiplayer functionality with all the weird Joy-Cons and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm fucking down.
What else is coming? Was that it?
Are
those gaming chairs?
I don't know.
If you're wondering what's happening, Alessandro's lost his tabs. He's busy checking Twitter.
There we go. That's it for this week.
Is that it for this week?
Yeah, there's a bumper week next week.
Yeah,
I'll give you a taste. Dead Cells.
Oh,
Overcooked 2. Okami HD. Yakuza 3.
Shit, what?
We Happy Few.
Oh man, that's a big week.
There's a lot happening that week. That reminds me, I've got Overcooked 2.
Interesting. Do you want to end our friendship?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. I haven't played
Next week's podcast has been cancelled.
I haven't played it yet, but I need people to play with because that game solo sucks.
Oh man, it's difficult to learn.
It's not a fun time.
You not want to test your relationship with Shani?
Oh yeah, we nearly did yesterday, but I was tired and she was tired. I'm like, this is a recipe for disaster.
Whoa, a recipe for disaster. I see what you did there. Bam.
Bada bang.
We planned that for 4 weeks straight. Glad it came off the right way.
So worth it.
Okay, so gaming news.
Let's see.
I'm letting you fly
this
episode this week.
No, has this week.
No. I should really play Destiny. I think it's a game I would enjoy.
It's so good. Grab it on PC. I've got it on PC as well. If you get it on PC, I will play through the story again with you because I haven't found a reason to play through the story again. A game like it's just good. It's good.
Destiny.
Piracy.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, there's a new Labo kit coming out.
Oh, have you? built your Labo yet?
No, I'm kind of like,
you need to save it for one of those days.
Yeah, I need to save it for one of those days. I'm interested. But this one is like, so it's another $70 kit, which is fucking expensive.
That is expensive.
And you can build 3 controllers for 3 different vehicles. So you get like a steering wheel, you get like this weird submarine controller, and then a joystick for a plane.
That's
Looks pretty
cool,
neat.
Have they released any sales figures of original Labo? So I'd love to know how that's sold.
What the thing that gets me is like Labo is being sustained by the people who are experimenting with what they build.
Oh, yeah.
And this kit doesn't leave much to experimentation because it's specifically controls for a digital thing. Whereas the piano and fishing rod were... they were interesting little devices. So I don't know why they seem to be doubling down on expanding the software side of it when I think
you want the hardware stuff,
Yeah. So that's interesting.
The cardboard side, sorry, not the hardware.
The cardboard side.
The hardware. No,
hardware side.
I'm coining that term out.
It was really bad.
Have you seen the new Nintendo Labo cardware?
Oh God!
I'm gonna go pitch it to Reggie.
Get out of here.
Cardware.
That's coming out on September 14th for $70, which is a lot of money.
Cash monies.
There's a rumor because Fortnite hasn't come to.
It's not on Android yet. Oh, I don't know that.
But there's a rumor that it will launch with the Samsung Galaxy Note 9, which is having an event, I think, in August. And that it will be exclusive to the device for 30 days, which
That's
I think is a dumb idea. But anyway. Then again, weird. Epic can afford to have 1 or 2 dumb ideas.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to exactly rush out and buy a Samsung for Fortnite.
Yeah, 30 days of Fortnite. I'm going to buy a Samsung Galaxy Note. Remember 2 years ago when those phones were exploding? Oh, shit.
It's a game feature now in Fortnite. When your structure explodes, your phone does too.
You lost, boom.
That's why it's
only 1 in 100 get to keep their phone after every match.
That should be a legit...
That sounds dangerous as hell.
You
came second.
I'm going to go pitch that to my PR team at the office.
It's just like one of those Mission Impossible things. It's like, this will self-destruct, and it just like smoke comes out.
Have I got a stunt activation idea for you? Hold on to your seats.
All it will cost is 99 Galaxy Notes.
Instantly fired. Oh.
We touched on this earlier, but Forza Motorsport 7's loot boxes are being removed.
Yes.
Hooray!
Games with Gold. Have they?
Games with Gold is dope this month.
Have they? Have PlayStation Plus games been released yet? No.
Okay,
but Games with Gold.
Games with Gold is
pretty legit this month.
So you get Forza Horizon 2 Standard Edition, which is incredible. Forza Horizon 2 is so good.
Getting Forza Horizon 4 now.
Yeah. 3 is really good, the Australian Outback, but this one is set in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the Italian countryside and Nice from France.
Nice.
It was the first Horizon that I played. Fuck you. So, please. Oh, nice. Get out of here.
That's completely unintentional. Nice.
I can't Okay. It was the first Horizon that I played, and it's just so good.
That's cool.
So good.
And no loot boxes.
Hooray. No loot boxes, yeah.
Bam.
Then you also get For Honor, the Standard Edition, which is neat. I think For Honor is one of those Ubisoft games which has become better over time.
Which they're really good at.
Updates. Yeah, they're really good at doing that, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just reading.
Who wrote that article?
I never did No, not this article. I never put a subheading for my Captain Toad treasure tracker review, and I only saw it now.
What is it?
So Jeff added portobellum puzzling.
Oh no!
Instead of portable puzzling, because he's a mushroom.
Jeff should just go fall off.
So good! I love it.
Oh,
portobellum puzzling. Fuck.
Oh man.
God, it's gonna stick with me now
forever.
So because of backwards compatibility, your 360 games also work on the Xbox One. So you get Dead Space 3, which is cool because I've never played that one.
That's cool. That's the actiony one, I think.
The actiony one and the one riddled with microtransactions.
I know. Yeah, he's been doing this for so long. We just forgot about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Dead Space 3 is old now.
It is, yeah.
Super old.
It was also co-op as well, yeah. I love Dead Space 1. I fucking adore Dead Space 2.
I didn't play Dead Space 2. I love Dead Space 1.
Dead Space 1 is
and by
so
love,
good.
I shat myself. But it was a good time all around.
It's a very good game. So yeah, cool. I can play Dead Space 3. Then Disney's Epic Mickey 2, The Power of
Tim?
2. Except it's 2 as a number and then 2 spelled out. That's weird.
I read it as Tim, The Power of Tim.
And then the next sentence is, not too shabby. Fuck you, Darren.
Whoa.
I've never played Epic Meeting.
Darren listens to this podcast. He's gonna unfriend you now on Facebook.
That's fun.
Oh.
He could beat me up nowadays. Have you seen how fit he is? Oh my
that
God.
guy. He's ripped.
Dak. He could come to Benoni and take on the Butts here.
Oh, look at that. Look at my homie, Cristiano Ronaldo.
This is a really awkward cover photo for FIFA because Ronaldo's now at Juventus and their cover is him at Real Madrid. That's awkward as fuck. Anyway, there's some leaked FIFA 19 footage if you want to go look at that.
But on the topic of Cristiano Ronaldo, I love how he's such a controversial footballer, how people either love or hate him. But like, I just think of all the Italian footballers who are like,
fuck all of them.
Like, no, but they're like, oh, like Cristiano Ronaldo, we hate that guy. No, Juventus people are like, yeah, we love Cristiano Ronaldo.
I think it was like shirt sales like reached millions as soon as he signed and stuff like that.
Imagine those people eating their words like, yeah, I hate Cristiano. Oh, he's playing for my team. I'm going to buy a shirt now.
Oh yeah, I'm going to get a Juventus shirt with Ronaldo on it. Oh
yes.
I think this is a response to the laws that were passed in Belgium and the Netherlands,
loot boxes.
Where they banned loot boxes. Holy shit. There's a roast of Bruce Willis. Okay, never mind.
I saw a billboard for that this morning. I'm not
Bruce
even
Willis,
kidding.
of all people.
Yeah. It makes
sense. They're just going to call him bald the whole time.
Think about it. He's become the modern day Steven Seagal. He's just in like every action movie, and it's like, what?
I mean, if I was there, I'd just go up onto the stage and be like, "Yippee-ki-yay, mother boulder!"
Oh,
and just walk off.
Bam!
Like boom,
and then he kills you, and then it's
the whole roast of Bruce Willis.
The roast of Bruce
You'd just be dead.
The murder.
Like, oh, I'm so sad right now.
You can't die. Have you not watched Die Hard? Like all like 30 of them.
Die Hard 4, he shoots himself through the chest while he says "Yippee-ki-yay." It's fucking crazy.
No, it's the shoulder.
Yeah, the shoulder. But then somehow through the shoulder, it kills the dude behind him.
Yeah.
But he's just like, nah, I got a hole in my shoulder.
It hurts, but the guy died.
You know, what if his shoulder was so muscular, the bullet just got lodged in his shoulder and never went through?
That would have looked really stupid though. Imagine, like, I've got this master plan. You shoot yourself in the shoulder.
And the guy's just like, you
idiot.
Then you
writers are smarter than that.
They're smarter than that, yeah. I like Die Hard 4. It was the hacking one.
I enjoyed Die Hard. Although
I remember being fascinated with the hacking dude. He had a keyboard that was made of silicone that he could roll up.
Yeah.
It was the coolest shit.
I have one of those keyboards.
I also do. I bought one straight away.
It's like the best idea, but it's not that great.
It's really not that great. It's fucking horrible to type on.
You cannot hack on those things.
It's like, it's squishy. It's horrible. It's bad. But it looks so cool.
Oh my gosh. I have to tell the story because the one flight I was on, I'm like, I want to watch, there's Die Hard in this flight. There's nothing else that I wanted to watch. I'm like, there's a Die Hard movie.
Please tell me you watched the second one.
No, Die Hard movie. Yeah, well, hang on. Let me get there. I'm always like, Die Hard movies are always a good time. Doesn't matter how many times you watch them. I put on this movie thinking it's number 4. It wasn't number 4. It was like number 5 or number 6. I was like,
oh, the one with his son?
I was like, there's another Die Hard.
It's bad.
He has a son. Like, okay, they're really milking this franchise. But my mind was blown because I was convinced.
That was number 5, I think.
Yeah, I was convinced I was watching number 4, and then I'm like, hang on, I don't remember. I don't remember the son in the. Okay, this is a completely different.
He's in
movie.
like Russia or something.
Yeah,
it's a bad movie. It's a really bad movie. I think that's the only Die Hard that I don't enjoy.
Yeah, and you're wondering why they're roasting him because I think after he reached a point where. Not that he, I mean, I love Bruce Willis, but I'm like, I don't really see him in many movies. He's that, standout movies or roles. So,
well, he's in that M. Night Shyamalan one, Glass, coming out later this year.
Oh, I haven't seen the trailer. Is he in that?
Yeah, because it's like a sequel to Split and Unbreakable.
I haven't watched that.
You haven't watched Split?
I haven't.
Oh, dude, watch that movie.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Will it blow my mind?
It will. It's James McAvoy. It's so good. Yeah.
Okay, let's watch that.
Anyway, we're talking about Dota, apparently.
Dota, Die Hard, it's all the same thing. Come on.
Yeah, the loot boxes got banned in Netherlands, so now Dota 2's re-implemented the loot boxes, but now you see what's in the loot box before you open it, so not really a loot box.
So do you actually see what you're going to get?
Yeah, not the odds, like you see exactly what the box is going to have.
But didn't they always have that where you like in this box you can get one of these 10 items?
No, but it's like you can get now it will be like you will get this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not actually a loot box then, you're right.
No, not really. It's just like it's like a loot box that's made of glass. You can see what's in there.
Okay.
Loot
boxes.
Devil May Cry will apparently have the best facial animation Capcom has ever produced. Look at those lips on Nero.
Bam.
Look how badass he looks.
Oh. Capcom are in a good space now, so I believe them. Don't screw with me, Capcom. You're in a really good place. It'd be a shame if you
got bad again.
Yeah.
Oh, this is pretty cool. You remember Hellblade?
Yes, I need to play that. No, I need to play it.
I bought it. I still haven't played it as well. But so apparently the studio Ninja Theory were working on some VR stuff while they were developing Senua's Sacrifice. And now they've just released the full original game with a VR update. So you can now play it in VR only on Oculus Rift and HTC Vive. And I'll tell you why. Because the requirements require a GTX 1080 to run.
So no PlayStation VR. Sorry.
Not a fucking chance it will run in PSVR.
Shit, that'll be cool. I mean, I haven't played the game, but I've heard of it. And I know that sound and that's a big part of it. So I can imagine how much more immersive it will be in VR.
Apparently they had to do some cool things to get it to work with because you're still playing like a third-person camera. And they wanted to be able to restrict your sort of motions in some cinematics because, the control of the camera is directly tied to the emotion they're trying to convey, but not also take away. It's really interesting. There's a 5-minute video of them explaining how they came about it. It's really interesting. And that's out now. No, it's out next week.
Well, by the time you listen to this, should be out.
Nintendo Switch got 3 big games announced for it.
It did? Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, What's it getting?
So 2 of them are games that have been out already. One of them is called Salt and Sanctuary.
I've heard of that.
It's like a 2D Dark Souls game. It's like a love letter to Dark Souls, but a 2D game. It came out a while ago. It launched on Vita last year, and then they decided to put it on the Switch this year because it's a better platform. Then a Metroidvania platformer called Iconoclasts. They came out earlier this year.
Have you played that? I've heard of it.
I haven't, but I heard really good things about it.
We must have touched it because the name rings a bell.
Yeah, it's got a really cool hand-drawn pixel art style. Apparently got a very emotive story. Apparently it's phenomenal. That's cool. I'm excited. And then Picross S2. So
I've never played Picross.
I've never really interacted with Picross, but I know Picross is a really popular puzzle game. And Picross S came out on Switch last year, so now this is just a sequel.
Oh, just a sequel.
Which I guess is just more
puzzles? More puzzles. Puzzles.
And all of these games are out on August 2nd.
Damn.
Shit, so I forgot them from our release window thing.
You should just quit your job.
I should just quit my job.
I'm manning this podcast.
We going back. Salt and Sanctuary, Iconoclasts, and Picross S2.
All out.
All out on 2nd of
August. Not the time you listen to this, but soon.
Yeah,
soon
it's next week Thursday.
Yeah.
So that's neat.
That's cool. I like more Switch games.
Yeah.
I've already got too much to play. People need to stop releasing games.
Let's see what else.
Let's do another
I'm just checking
page.
the date to see we don't go back beyond.
It's your time machine.
Yeah, using my time machine.
What you do have.
Darren wants Fortnite to return to the ring. That's
nice.
fine. Oh yeah, the GOG version of No Man's Sky doesn't have the multiplayer feature implemented yet.
Oh.
So if that's a deal breaker.
That's weird.
Oh yeah, this was a cool one. Guacamelee 2?
Yes.
Do you ever play Guacamelee?
No.
It's a Metroidvania. Jeez, there's a lot of Metroidvanias coming out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's the same people who made that game Severed, isn't it?
Yes, Drinkbox games.
So I didn't play Guacamelee 1, but I love Severed. So
it's like
they've got a distinct style. Sorry, looking at that visual, it's very them.
It's a Metroidvania, and your main character is like a wrestling luchador, which is awesome. So you get all sorts of moves, and then you can turn into a chicken. And but you see, look at that art style. That's super Drinkbox.
That's awesome.
It looks beautiful. So Guacamelee 2 is coming out on PS4 and PC first, and it's coming out on August 21st. They haven't announced any other platforms, but they didn't rule them out.
Well,
this is 100% a game I'll buy on Switch.
Yeah, I mean, they really said, Severed could only really work on the Vita.
Because it needed the touchscreen.
And I think it is on Switch.
Yes,
I have a feeling that it is on Switch. I mean, I don't imagine they would not put Guacamelee 2 on other platforms.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for them not to.
No.
But yeah, I really like the first Guacamelee, so I'm super stoked for the second.
Surprise sequel.
Let's see.
Let's do one
something
or two
about
more.
Lucky Pokemon.
Semblance. Lucky Pokemon. What?
Captain Toad.
Tourbillon.
The Tourbillon rework.
He's getting. Yeah, I don't think they. I read that article. I don't think they.
There's no more Molten Core. So what's his ulti then?
They've said it's taken out, but I think they've explicitly said what they replacing it with. They said they're like they're just experimenting at the moment, essentially. So nothing concrete that I'm aware of.
Okay. If you're looking to play Fallout 76 a bit early, there's a beta happening in October, which you can opt into with a pre-order.
Oh. I'm shocked.
Sure, let's have a beta in the month where there's Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm going to pre-order right now.
Oh, yes, this was a big one that I nearly forgot about. So, there's a big rumor that Microsoft is going to release 2 consoles in 2020.
Damn.
So, that lines up with what my assumptions for next-gen consoles would have been. My guess right now, and a lot of people seem to have the same opinion, is that we will have next-gen consoles announced in 2019 and released in 2020. So this rumor specifies that Microsoft is going to release 2 of them. One is going to be a traditional console, hardware in it, Xbox One, 2, Xbox One, 2, check 1, 2.
What are they going to call it?
It will be a traditional console, top set box, retail for whatever the fuck it retails for. Fine. The other one apparently will be a streaming box. So
that's interesting.
It will have less hardware. It will cost less because obviously it doesn't have a GPU and stuff inside. And it will interface with Microsoft's cloud services, which they not announced but spoke about sort of during E3 this year. The difference is that firstly, the rumor states that they'll be interfacing with Azure servers. So already having a data center nearby you reduces latency, because latency is the big thing about streaming. But what they're going to do to try and reduce the latency even further is use a combination of machine learning as well, but also some hardware in the console that will be in charge of video processing and collision detection.
Okay.
So that means it's not going to be a streaming box like your Apple TV. It will be a bit more expensive hardware, because there'll be some hardware in there, like some CPU doing some collision checking processes. And they say by offloading that onto a local device and not having to wait for a server response for that, it reduces latency considerably.
That's interesting.
So that to me seems like an interesting idea, because then you'll have a streaming service, obviously, that you subscribe to. And if they reduce the latency, that immediately makes it a more appealing option to me. You know, considering you have the internet. But I think it's smart that they take a 2-prong approach, because, like, if you don't have the internet to support this, or you don't have an Azure server close enough, or for whatever reason, you still have a traditional console that plays the same
I think it's
games.
a good idea. Just this, but I agree with you. This generation, you can't exclude like the traditional console. Not yet. I mean, okay, let's say the launch is in 2020, and then by the time the next generation comes, like 2027, 2028, then
I think then we are well into an all-streaming future.
And, you know, inverted commas, deepest, darkest Africa, we don't have any technology. Hey, we're getting fiber now. Fiber's becoming more of a
Jesus Christ,
mainstream
I'll be 36 in 2027.
Oh my gosh, this is a lie. You'll be 21. I mean, like, fiber is becoming more accessible, at least in the suburban areas and metropolitan areas. But I imagine in the next 8 to 10 years, it's just going to keep being rolled out. So
it's just like music. It's like, you know, as bandwidth has increased, the possibilities have increased. Like the idea of streaming music 5 years ago seems absurd, because you're like,
how?
Data's too expensive. Like that, it's just too much. Like if every song is a few megabytes, it's just, it adds up. And now it's like, who doesn't stream music? You know? And I think it will eventually go that way for games, even though games are different to music, where music files aren't getting exponentially bigger the more technology we suck into it. Like games are doing that. But I think internet is progressing at a much faster rate than that is. So cool. I just like that Microsoft isn't already fumbling out the game and going, it's just a streaming box. Like, they're like, no, we have 2.
We've got and both,
choose. You know what I mean?
Your move, PlayStation.
Your move. I'm and I said this in the article. I'm like, I'm interested to see what happens with PlayStation now, because Microsoft has the backbone to support
this.
They have Azure servers all over the world. They've got, you know, the machine learning in place. They've already experimented with pricing models with Games Pass. Like, they've got all these pieces to let this be a thing. Whereas Sony just has PlayStation Now.
That's it,
which hasn't worked out that well.
No.
They don't have the infrastructural backbone that Microsoft has. they can't utilize servers from all over the world. They'd have to implement their own. Like, what do they do?
Yeah.
And in an all streaming future, like Sony seems already on the back foot in that regard. But who knows?
Let's see. Yeah,
I'm interested.
Who knows?
That's news.
Yeah, let's leave it at that.
Get out our questions.
We move on to their questions?
I saw one emailed in.
I've got the email. Yeah, there's an email. There were a few tweets. Let's start with Twitter. Let me just pull those out quickly. Did we get another one this morning? Oh wait. Good thing I'm clever. I'm going to pat myself on the back here because I run a poll during the week and I often forget all about it.
Yes.
Okay. But I set the poll to run until Saturday morning. So when I check the notifications, it says you ran a poll that received 14 votes, whatever. Here are the results. Mm-hmm. So it reminds me. Do you remember what poll I ran this week?
You ran a poll
Spider-Man
about which
poll.
Spider-Man costume is your favorite, and there's only one choice.
And, okay. You liked the
Armored Spider-Man.
Armored Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Apparently that version of Peter Parker's a dick, but I don't care because that suit is dope.
Well, 71% of people disagree with you. They say that Superior Spider-Man is the better Spider-Man. So
people just like disagreeing with me.
Oh yeah, clearly. I do laugh at your one mate's comment. Tim Flusk, he says this poll has obviously been skewed by Alessandra's many ghost accounts, and you're like, and I'm still losing. And he says you're just really bad at corruption, which is true.
It is true. I mean, I signed up to at least 6 Twitter accounts, to do that. So
that's a lot.
Even my ghost accounts didn't vote with me.
Damn. Okay, so Corey Stratton asks, when are you having guests? Devs, importers, comic artists, etc. I don't know. Yeah. We haven't actually spoken about it, but I think at some stage in future, maybe we'll consider it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think when the opportunity presents itself, it's a bit of a logistical issue because, like, considering where I live and stuff like that, and it's also like I don't want to get people on just for the sake of having people on. Like I've been part of podcasts where it's just like you get someone on that is a friend that you work with, and that's nice, but at the end of the day, it's like we need to add value to whoever's listening.
Yeah.
So whoever wants to come on needs to like be interesting in some sort of respect. I did think about inviting my pals from Yamacorp to talk about Semblance on here, but maybe we will one day. But yeah. I also need to buy more mics. Yeah. Because we've only got 2.
I was also going to have to sit on our laps.
Yeah.
We're going to have to share both mics.
I mean, we've got a board that supports 4 mics. So
we just need them more mics.
Just need more mics. But I think, we're only on episode 17.
Yeah.
So I think that will come eventually.
Well,
yeah. It'll be, I do want it, put it that way.
Yeah.
It'll be neat.
I agree. And if you're a sponsor listening out there, Cadbury, give us more mics.
Yeah, we can put Cadbury on a mic.
We would happily host Cadbury on a mic. Jeez. Okay, Moonstormer, at Moonstormer, mommy blogger extraordinaire, avid listener, says, I've recently been making new friends in America and How dare you? And even been going to some board game nights. I've been invited for D&D 2. Do either of you play non-video games? Which do you like? So I'm going to come out and say my favorite's Monopoly. I'm kidding. Oh God, please don't stab me.
You played a lot with Garth.
Yeah, I played a lot of Pathfinder with Garth and his wife Abigail. We had a group of 4 people. So there's Garth, Abigail, Daniel, and Claudia. And I played with them for many years and I had a lot of fun, but it is a big commitment.
Well, you guys were doing it weekly on a Friday
It's
evening,
every week on a Friday. And like, don't get me wrong, I really had a great time, but I reached a point in my life I was like, I'm spending too much time, like, not with certain people.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, I ended up pulling out. But, but yeah, I loved Pathfinder. I mean, we played a campaign. I played a campaign that was GM'd by Abigail for a long time, sort from beginning to end. And I played maybe a year and a half, 2 years, where Garth was a GM.
Okay.
And yeah, a lot of fun.
They seem to have a lot of fun writing stories for you guys.
I think Garth in particular, he puts not to say that Abigail didn't, of course, but I know how Garth works. He's like very, very, very intricate with the way he puts together a plot. So when we were doing anything, like months later, be like, oh, this relates to like that one inverted commas side quests we did back then or whatever. So he puts a lot of time into crafting his world. And I really enjoyed it. But that's probably the only non-gaming board game, if you want to call it that I've played in recent years.
Yeah, we where I work, 24-bit games, we had a weekly pen and paper RPG night as well, which I would only join when they were doing one shots, which is basically, for anyone who doesn't know, a story that is encapsulated just in the night that you play it. It has no continuation or whatever. Just because I couldn't commit to every week, and I didn't want to have a character that constantly had to be justifiably somewhere else, when I wasn't there. But we are now shifting to like a weekly monthly setup, like once a month. So I'm excited to play that. We were playing all sorts of games. I don't even remember. I think one of them was called Stars.
Oh yeah, but this is board games now, huh?
No, this is RPGs.
Actual RPG. Okay.
Yeah, RPGs.
That's cool.
It wasn't D&D. I don't think we've tried Pathfinder. I know the one they were playing recently was something to do where you created like a superhero. Something like that. So they're always experimenting because my pal there, Brandon, friend of the show, who constantly
we have a question from him later.
He enjoys finding new RPG systems and enjoys GMing. A friend of ours, mutual friend Gareth Wilcock, Gaza, also GM'd for a while.
He guest starred on a Pathfinder.
Yes, he did say he played with you guys before.
His character was murdered.
Poor dude.
And I still remember his name. His character's name. He was a bartender.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And like bartender by day, but by night he was the midnight dancer.
Oh. Was he a belly dancer?
And Garth murdered him.
That's horrible. God.
Well, it wasn't Garth's fault. I think it was just circumstances. But I know Gaz, and he's great to role play with.
Yeah, so we do that, and I can't recommend any. But if you're looking for something that isn't just RPGs and you're looking for more traditional board games, we'll mention again pal Neelan. He runs actually a podcast. What's it called?
Neelan's board game podcast.
He does run a
definitely
podcast,
not called that.
And I know when I was visiting him last year, he plays a bunch of different board games, and they're not specifically just RPGs. Board Game Barrage. That's the one that it's called. So they've got a website as well. They've got a podcast, and they talk about a whole bunch of very, very interesting board games. I played one with him that was like this hotel manager thing. Holy shit, they've got 1,000. They've got more followers than me. Oh my God. That is crazy.
Time to rebrand yourself as a board game.
That is awesome. I'm super happy brand. For them. Unless I'm misunderstanding and this isn't their podcast, but I think it is. I think it is. Yeah,
we'll go with that. It'd be a shame if we were punting the wrong plan.
Let's see the about page before.
Yeah. Is Neelan on the about page?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so no, I'm right. So this is their podcast, episode 24. So listen to their stuff. They've got a website. Maybe we should get a website.
Yeah.
And they will have tons of cool recommendations for you. I trust them.
One thing I must say, the more I got to know Garth and Abigail, they are avid board gamers.
Yeah.
I had no idea there was like a whole side of board gaming on that scale. I mean, I was like the mainstream, like Monopoly and Cluedo, like those sort of board games. But meanwhile, there's this whole other side where the catalog is, rivals like actual video games. There's just tons of different board games out there. So I listen to Neelan's podcast. I mean, they'll obviously discuss what they're playing, what they recommend, and
Yeah, and it's a whole other world. Like I never understood how many complex and truly, truly fascinating board games exist.
Yeah, there's tons, and they all have interesting spins or mechanics, and
like Monopoly and your fucking traditional pop. It's amazing that the popular board games are really bad. Like incredibly bad.
If you want to make Garth cry, tell him you love Monopoly. He's just like, wow.
Do you know there's a Monopoly with a credit card machine?
As a moving board piece?
No. So instead of cash, everyone has a card. It's terrible.
That is awful. Anyways, so we've got 3 questions from Migs today. So let's fly through them. It says, is the Xbox Game Pass 3 months for $160 worth it just for Recall Definitive Edition and States of Decay 2 on PC.
I think Games Pass is worth it every single month.
Yeah, not even for those two games. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen Games Pass myself, but at the office we have an Xbox, and a mate of mine is going through all the games, and there's a shit ton to choose from. Like he's playing the not so new Rise of the Tomb Raider now.
Yeah, because that's on
which is on Games Pass. I mean,
and I think. you get all the brand new Xbox releases. What were the two games you mentioned? Recall and State of Decay. I mean, both two games that aren't that good.
Yeah.
Recall's actually not bad, but State of Decay 2 is bad. Like, I really don't like that game.
So much hate.
So that's not games. What I'd pay for, but I think you should. Games Pass is super worth it.
There's a whole library there, so yes.
Next.
Is it worth still playing games when you have less and less time for it? At the moment, I leave Sundays open just for gaming, while the other days are for work, family, friends.
That's an interesting question. I think it's always, any hobby, gaming or not, is only worth it if you feel like your time spent with it is time that's
worth it.
Worth it. Like, I bemoan now not having time to play games, but I always work in the pursuit to have free time to play games. And that's what makes it worth it for me. It makes it more challenging, but I'll never go like, well, this hobby's not worth it anymore because I can't finish the games. Like I'm still gathering entertainment out of them. Yeah.
I think it also depends what you're playing. I mean, like one of the reasons I quit playing Dota 2 is because I was pouring way too much time for it. And I never felt, and I mean, the moment you lose, you're like, oh, like that was a waste of an hour. And you don't, I didn't win all the time. I only won like 50% of the time. Yep. So I was like, no, like cut that out of my life so I could play other games. Like Fortnite, which also has like an infinite loop. But hey, at least Fortnite has a battle pass. I'm working towards something. True.
No, but I think like with anything, if you feel like your time is being wasted on a hobby, then, and you go through ruts. Like I went through a period where I was like, I'm not actually enjoying playing games for a while. I took a break. Like there's nothing wrong with taking a break. Read,
do other stuff.
I got really deep into like a lot of TV series and I never had time for, I don't know.
And his final question, when is the right time to buy a game? On release day, when it's discounted, when a complete edition is released, or the entire game with DLC is continued months, years later?
I think nowadays waiting.
Yeah, waiting. But I mean...
There's no reason not to wait nowadays. Like, discounts come in so thick and fast, especially if you're looking at games like Bethesda.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, those things get discounted to half price within months, which is crazy. I think, to me, this is more a moral question more than a financial one. Like, if you like the studio, if you really feel like you want to support a game as much as you can, you should try buy it at its full price because more money is then going towards the studio. Not everyone is in that financial position, and I'm not going to bemoan people for waiting for sales because that's stupid. I think right now sales are a smarter way to go about things, especially when there's so much free DLC. And so, like someone buying No Man's Sky today for $200 is going to have a much better experience than someone who bought it full price 2 years ago and got burned by it.
Yeah.
Like, just as an example.
Yeah.
So waiting is definitely, if you can. If you don't want to be part of the social zeitgeist, then...
Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with waiting. I mean, 95% of the games I play are like backlog games.
Exactly. Like God of War was your big exception.
There are very few exceptions where like God of War was the sort of thing that's like, I wanted to buy it, but it's like, I'm not sure. Let me see how people react to it. And it's like, okay, it's really good. I have to buy it. And I coughed up full price. And like, no regrets. I really do not regret buying that game.
It's very different for someone in my position because... I don't get every game that comes out like for free. I only get the ones that I review. But sometimes there'll be games that are interesting that might warrant, me investigating to write about. So I'll have to keep up with that. And that becomes tiring because like you're playing games for a few hours at a time and being like, there's nothing like this game is fine and I enjoy it, but there's nothing really here of value that I can write about. Move on. You have to keep up with that, with the conversation. But that's a fairly unique experience.
Yeah, I mean, and then, with regards to indie games are cheap.
Indie games are so cheap.
That's the sort of thing, it's like, if you don't really want to pay 200, 300 Rand for a game, then wait for it to go on sale. But, like, I picked up Hollow Knight for...
$160?
180 Rand, because of my Nintendo Gold coins. Yeah. But point is, that game's 150 Rand. Like, I don't think many people are going to break their wallets buying a game like that.
Yeah, I've got, like, a purchase list now on Switch. I'm looking to buy Dead Cells... Semblance and this 2D fighter game, and all three together is like 400 Rand.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Like, that's crazy.
So I hope that answers your question. I don't know. It's subjective. Like
it's
there's
subjective,
it really depends on you.
I do think that nowadays it is better to wait because things go on discount so much faster than they used to, and sales are so more prevalent. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and last thing on that point is that it's worth being patient.
Yeah.
Whoa, your dogs are singing up a storm there.
Yeah,
I don't know if they can.
They do this. They enjoy singing. They enjoy howling. I don't know how much of it gets through into the podcast, but
if you guys can hear that, it's not your dogs on your side. It's our dogs.
It is the 13 dogs of mine all deciding to sing in unison.
Oh man! So Horizon Zero Dawn is sorry. What I was saying is that being patient. There's nothing wrong with being patient.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn is a game I know I've wanted to play, and I've just been waiting for it to be cheaper. And there's a PlayStation sale happening now where you get the base game and the DLC for like $400.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to pick that up.
You should fucking pick that up.
Yeah. So it's that sort of thing. Like, I wanted to play it at the time, but I haven't really.
You're busy playing other things.
Yeah, I've got other shit keeping me busy. So yeah. And then last question on Twitter from your good workmate, whose name is still Toru Yanu deserves 6 stars. I'm sad he hasn't changed it. Says, how do we stop David Cage?
Who missed David Cage?
Whom is David Cage?
Whom is David Cage? I don't know.
This is a good question.
It's a controversial figure.
He's already been stopped. Well, has he?
Well, kind of, yeah. Him and his studio lost a court case to a former employee this week, so it looks like...
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Well, your question came too late. It looks like David Cage has in fact been stopped.
He hasn't been stopped yet, but when can we stop him making bad video games?
Was Detroit a bad video game?
I think
Have you played it yet? No.
Listen, I don't think the video games themselves are super bad. I just think the writing is really bad. Like David Cage lives within his own little fucking bubble where he feels he can just pull tropes from anywhere without any like social consequence. Like his writing's just bad, and I don't like. And just the reports that come out of his studio and the way his comments in the past, like when he was accused of being homophobic, he's just like, I can't be homophobic. I worked with Ellen Page. It's like, the fuck's wrong with you? Like those sorts of things. Like
word. Okay.
You know how we stop David Cage? We get him to write an autobiography, and you'll get so far up his own ass that he won't know what to do.
He'll suffocate.
Yeah.
That's how we stop David Cage. There we go. I think we've answered that question. And then final one for the week from John Michael Catlin, my good colleague.
This was on email.
On email, says, first off, I would like to congratulate the two of you. You have found your niche and differentiated yourselves from every other podcast out there by becoming the only podcast that hates Tetris.
Fuck yes. Finally the recognition we deserve.
I was going to come out and say that I don't hate Tetris.
This podcast, is the hill I will die on.
This podcast is only 50% hate for Tetris. I think that's fair.
Good on you, man. I'm glad we are being recognized for the good work we are doing here.
Oh, man. And then he says, on that, I would like to ask how unexcited you are for the Tetris movie, a real thing that is happening. Is there legit a Tetris movie that is happening?
I need to Google this now. Because I thought 2018 couldn't get worse enough.
And then he says, love the show. John Michael. Oh,
Tetris movie. Let me Google.
Oh my gosh, is there legit? Don't tell me.
Oh my god,
there's a movie.
There is.
Okay, I'm gonna come out and say,
this is 2016.
Is it out already? What?
Oh no! Wait, it's not out. The plan. It was announced in 2016.
Oh my gosh, it is a legit.
And it has an $80 million budget. Why?
I'm gonna come out and publicly say that when this movie comes out, I will pay.
The Tetris movie will be a trilogy.
How? What would the plot of the movie be?
The first movie is about the straight block. The second movie is about the L block, and the third movie is about that bastard block that looks like a T.
Well, they can spin it for 4 or 5 more movies. Then I mean, come on.
Jesus Christ.
I'm taking you to watch that movie at the IMAX. I'm publicly saying it now. This is my declaration. We will go watch that movie. I will treat you to the first Tetris movie. So John Michael, remember how upset you were about people hating on skinny Pikachu?
This is crazy.
Alessandro has the same look about him.
This is crazy. This is.
I think on that note,
what fucking world do we live in that we need a Tetris movie about?
I can't wait. We had an emoji movie.
We had an emoji movie. But did you watch it?
No,
I haven't watched it. I have no desire to watch it.
No, but an emoji movie makes more sense than a Tetris movie.
Yeah, because you can just make it a movie where the characters are emoji.
Yeah. They are themselves.
This is fucking blocks. What is it going to be like an alien invasion where they have to build like they have to beat aliens at Tetris to win?
I don't know. I just can't wait for that remastered soundtrack for the movie, which
fuck's sake.
which we'll play for you on repeat.
God damn it.
I think on that note we can end the show in your misery.
God damn Tetris. God damn Tetris. That was a good episode. I enjoyed that.
Episode 17. I didn't die, which I'm quite grateful for.
If you enjoyed this and want to listen to more, you can catch our back catalogue of episodes on Checkpoint Chat, on Anchor, iTunes,
all the things.
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Casts, everything with cast in the name. On Anchor, you can grab our RSS feed. And as always, you can send your lovely questions, which we are getting more and more of, and I really appreciate it.
Love answering.
You can tweet us at Checkpoint Chats on Twitter, or you can email us on checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com. We should start a Facebook page.
We should.
I leave that to you.
I can do that.
Go for it.
I'll do it. I'll write Tetris, the number one Tetris hating podcast on the internet.
Yeah, so maybe next week we'll have a Facebook page. Maybe one day we'll have a website. And maybe one day we'll have a download link for our podcast.
Imagine all the possibilities.
Imagine all the people.
So much. I do the exact same thing to Lenska. She's imagine. I'm like, imagine all the people. She's just like, wow.
I'm sure she's so happy with you when you do that.
Why you do this?
Why did I choose to marry you?
Oh no. And as always, please leave us your reviews.
Yeah,
good, bad.
On any platform.
Just remember, warm, fuzzy feelings for me.
Yeah, and you don't want Matty to die. He's already food poisoned.
No, I nearly died last night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So leave him a 5-star and chocolate. A chocolate.
And that's that. That's episode 17.
Okay, thank you for episode 17. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia. Oh,
God.
Yes.